live.
Hey, what up, though? What up, though? What up, though? It's your brother SpeakRoc. Oh, I'm feeling good today. I'm up in the place. And you already know what it is. It's SpeakRoc, the show. Hey, look, got something good for you all. Hey, thank you all for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, look, real quick, little house cleaning. If you have not tuned in to my social medias so you can stay in contact with me, please do so. It's real easy. It's SpeakRoc at SPEAKROC. And you can tune in to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and stay in contact with me. And if you missed any episode, you can catch up on my episodes on my YouTube channel. Real easy. It's bit.ly/SpeakTube. bit.ly/SpeakTube. And that's on YouTube. Or just go to your YouTube search browser and type in SpeakRoc. And trust me, you'll catch everything. You'll catch all my latest episodes. And matter of fact, you'll even catch some episodes with a young lady that I'm going to introduce today. But I want to go ahead and jump right into it. Usually I just get into my monologue. But what I want to do, because it's not just me, I want to have a conversation with some of everybody. And that's real important. First, let me lay it out like this. Does everybody know about Fort Knox? Fort Knox is a military institution, or installation, I should say, that holds gold. Yeah. And you know the only reason why the U.S. dollar is worth anything? Well, some will argue with me today that U.S. dollar isn't worth anything because it's not backed by nothing. But it used to be a time where the U.S. dollar was backed by gold. And Fort Knox was that main reservoir that was that backing. And I would tell you, any black man that's worth anything has to be backed by something. And I would say the gold that backs up a black man is a black woman.
Nice.
Now, just letting y'all know that. That's what I believe. And I would really believe that a lot of people would believe that with me as well. And I got two young ladies here with me today that are willing to back up everything that I'm saying. And not only that, bring in their own input, because we have some serious topics, some serious questions, some things that we need to answer today. So, look here. We gonna get some stuff straight. And let me introduce these two young ladies. First young lady, hey, look, is no stranger to the family here, to the SpeakRoc family. This is somebody I proudly call my friend. And when I tell you about somebody who backs you up, somebody that fortifies you, somebody that believes in you, somebody that enriches you, somebody that educates you, somebody that just, I could keep going on and on and on, because she's just that type of woman. Her name is Collette.
I was saying this beautiful young lady to my left. You're talking about V-Rock. Oh, right.
Yes,
That's
I'm talking
amazing.
About you.
I so appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me on the SpeakRoc show. I'm so excited. So proud of you, Rock.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is what it's about. And, you're just making it happen. I remember those days of old. I won't go back to our TV coffee conversation with Collette and what that looked like. And now you are creating your voice, Rock. And I'm so happy that you have stayed in that and stood in that, in your truth, no matter what that looked like.
Right.
So today, I think we're going to have a real conversation. I don't know if y'all really like it, or y'all got me hyped up on this little Facebook Live, Instagram Live. I didn't even know how to get it started. I'm pushing buttons. I'm like, okay, what it is? But so we're going to talk about why people aren't married.
Yeah, well,
why black women are married? Why am I not married? I'm not married. Now I could be your mama, because I'm right.
I'm married.
You married?
Legally.
Amen.
Separated.
Okay, but that's okay. You're still a marriage in the books.
Yeah.
That's good. So we'll talk about that.
Young baby. Young baby.
Well, and that's probably what happens. Either you get them young, because you can't get them old.
Well, see, let me introduce the next guest. You already started.
Hey, I'm just saying.
And my other next special guest, this is a young lady who is just a fireball in the media industry. She's a entertainer herself, hip hop artist, radio show host, radio show personality that's doing some things out here in the Metro Detroit area. And I met her, and let me say this about her.
Okay. He's gonna say it about you.
You know,
right.
you know, like
ready.
when
ready?
You know, like when you meet somebody, but you really don't speak to them.
Yeah.
But you see them walking around doing their thing.
Yeah.
And this is God's honest truth, and I'm not just saying this to fluff her because she's here. When I looked at her and I looked at how she was moving, just some of everything, entering the building, coming to class, you know, just doing whatever she got to do. I was like, man, that's a hard worker right there. That's a person, no matter what is going on in her life, she's going to persist. Yes. She's going to persevere. She's going to push through to get greater. And that's what I saw without talking to her. And I was like, wow. So I just wanted to let her know that.
No. I know, right? That's amazing. I was about to start crying too. Yeah. I'm like, that's really good.
No, I really appreciate it, though. You know, I really appreciate you so much. I appreciate you for having me here. Mm-hmm. My name is Antonia, but I do go by the name of Mickey.
Yes.
But yeah, I appreciate you. You know, I feel the same way. It's mutual. When I first saw him, I knew that he was gifted. Did I know that he was in the radio field as deep as what he is? No. Okay. I said, wow, like, he got talent. Like when we first went live doing broadcasting and he went up there and didn't budge, I'm like, wow, I want to be just like that. Like, I had to record it around the corner. Like, I'm going to sneak and look at this later because I just want to know how he's doing it. But you could tell that this is something that God has planned. You know, I feel like everything happens for a reason. Yes. I feel like that I'm here for a reason. We met for a reason. All of us met for a reason.
Absolutely.
You just never know where it's going to go. Yes. But I appreciate you for having me on the show, and I look forward to doing this more.
No, look, I appreciate y'all.
Nice.
Look,
it
is nice. And I just think that, you know, I needed you all's presence to have this conversation. Now, I would have had it without you all here, but God is just doing something because I can give my perspective. And as a father of 3 girls, you know, right now, you know, because I have 4 children. My son is out of the house. Yeah. So, you know, my dog passed away not too long ago. He was a male.
Right.
So right now I live with 4 women.
Wait, now I have a question because you know I'm joking, but you know I'm serious.
Go ahead.
Are you talking about your real dog or your homeboy?
I've been on the all 4.
Oh, okay.
The real Fido.
Because
like
you know I gotta ask.
No, you're right. That's a good question.
You said it like my dog passed away.
Yeah, I know. Sounded like DMX.
But, you know, That's
a matter. No, and you're absolutely right. But here's the thing. You know, I live with 4 women, and it's important to me, you know, as a married black man, that, you know, what will become of my young black daughters.
Yes,
right.
You know, they're teenagers right now. So the 2 topics that we're going to get in today, and by the way, everybody that's listening and everybody that's watching, this is going to be a 2-hour block. Yeah. And we're talking about 2 subjects, but they really all come home. And what those 2 subjects are going to be, first we're going to start off with, you know, are black men getting married? And if so, who are they marrying? Because right now it seems like the sisters out here stranded. And there's a lot of single sisters out here.
Facts.
A lot of single black women out here.
Facts.
And, you know, it matters to me.
It matters to me.
You might say, well, you know, you're married. You know, why are you asking these type of questions? Right. Once again, I have, you know, nieces. I have daughters. You know, what have you. And you know, I need to know. And not only that, there's a larger scale the reason why I want to know. Y'all, if anybody who knows me, you know I love my people. Yeah. I love my people. I care. I'm unapologetically in love with my people. Yes. And I deal with mine first. Yes. Then I would deal with everybody else. Right. So that's only right.
Charity begins at home.
Come on now. Okay. So with that being said, let's have a conversation. And Collette, start us off. Okay. Let's start off. Where are the black men and if they're getting married, who are they marrying, Collette?
Well, first of all, look, let me tell you. And I just appreciate, because you and I discussed this topic a couple of weeks ago. And you all know I'm in Maryland doing some political work. And so I'm working between 2 states right now. And I needed your input, Rock. I hit you to say, Rock, where are the black men? Because I know for my travels, and it can be national, international. And let me just say this. I'm just going to put it out there.
Okay.
I know black men are there. There's some amazing black men that I know. But for who I am, they're not the marrying type.
Right.
Let me just say that.
Okay.
And so at the end of the day, and I've tried it all. I've tried to dumb me down. I've tried to less than. I've tried to usurp. I've never done the settle thing. Thank God. Thank God. Never did the settle thing. But I've always prayed, if I was in a relationship, that if it's for me and I thought it was going to go into marriage, or we thought if it's for me, keep it, if not, remove it. And right when it was time that I thought it was supposed to be serious, they were removed. Right. And at the end of the day, the whole ongoing conversation is, you're too much. Right. You're too much. I'm intimidated. I thought that I could handle you. I thought that I could manage this. You make me want to be better, but the truth of the matter is that's not who I am.
Okay.
And so with that being the case, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm 48. So at 48, I was telling you, like, now I'm on the East Coast, so young men talk to me, like in their 20s, that could be my sons. Or one young man is 24, then the other man is 78. I was like, you're older than my parents.
Right.
Right? Like, 24, 78.
I'm glad you threw your age out there because I didn't want to ask.
Yeah, I'm 48.
And you're not by yourself, so just so everybody can know, Collette says she's 48.
Yeah, 48.
I'm 47.
Yes.
So
you've been married though,
up there, Collette.
Well, you've been married for what, 20 years?
Yeah, it'd be 20 in July.
So you know what I mean? So then you start thinking that whole adage when people tell you, oh, you find your mate in college. There's no way, and bless you all that I went to college with who did marry their mates. I can't imagine marrying anybody that I was with in college. Like, I just can't even imagine any of that, right?
Okay.
And then after that, it's career and met some amazing men, but I don't know. And I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and she's married. Her husband, she's been married for 20 years, and her husband is from Dakar. And she said, you know what, Clark, that's the problem. You confine yourself to American men, and you might need to broaden your horizons.
Oh, so step outside of the country, or just
step
outside of
the
your
country.
race in general?
Yes, outside of the country. So
Now,
maybe you need to look at an African man.
Now, Antonia, thanks for that input, Collette. Antonia, so we put our ages out there. So enlighten everyone. How old are you, young lady?
Look, now I feel like Cash Doll with that. Look,
Right.
You know, Cash Doll been having a thing about people asking her age, and we run the same age group.
Okay.
It's been going viral and stuff, and it's just a funny little thing. It's just, but I don't mind telling people my age.
Okay.
Because I know I'm getting there, but I'm not as there.
You look 20.
You are.
I look 20.
You're in your I'm like 22.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm actually 26.
Okay.
I'm about to be 27.
Oh. Let's see what people do. You're like, not a child, but that's so cute. I'm like, oh, to be 26 again.
Look, I wish it was an all situation.
Right,
but I lost
is.
my parents young, so I kind of had to grow up
real
quicker than,
Bless
you know, got my own stuff.
Yeah.
Got to work, you know. You know, it's just like, you know, when the struggle real, you ain't got nobody to depend on but yourself, that type of thing. Yeah. So I'm not the typical 26-year-old. I feel like I'm up there with y'all. Like, I'm a good 40, you know.
Okay, well, claim it.
What do you call it? Old soul, right?
Right, old soul, yeah. Like, my cousins is 40, 50, 60, so that's who I grew up with. It's rare in my family that we have someone in my age group. So when I go to little cabarets and stuff, it just feel weird because I'm like younger. But
yeah. So give me your input. Where do you feel we're the black men? And if they're getting married, who are these black men getting married to?
Honestly, I feel like most black men are getting married nowadays for the wrong reason. Most people, even black women, I feel like 90% of the marriages nowadays are not lasting or not happening, or if it does happen, it's happening for the wrong reason, whether it's money, whether it's sexually. Some people could just be sexually satisfied to the point where they don't think past that, which kind of, that falls into the lusting field if you ask me. But I feel like a lot of black men are single because some of them can't handle a strong woman. Some of them, I don't know how to really put it, but I just feel like some of them can be intimidated by women like me, for instance. I work. I know how to cook, all that stuff. I go to school, you know. Some men just be like, oh, you just got too much going on for me, you know. And some men want to come around and feel like, oh, she got all this going on. I don't need to help. I just need to lay up, be by herself. Like, no, I don't want that type of guy neither. But I just feel like,
wife.
Yeah, that's a wife. Like,
now, unless you want a wife,
provider,
I'm a man.
And all of that. Yeah, like, I shouldn't have to provide for you, cook, clean, this and that, and then come home and the only thing I get is just sex. Like, life is bigger and better than that. I think that's why 90% of people are single nowadays, because it's just based off sex, and they feel like, why get married when we can just do, and go here to her and here to him and here to da-da-da-da, and keep ping-ponging, and that's just, they feel like that's life. They don't look at it like settling down with one person, being loyal and loving and caring and going through the struggles and everything with one person no more. And then it can be different reasons. Like, some people are verbally abusive, physically abusive. I've went through that, and that's one reason why my particular marriage just did not work. But that's neither here or there. But I just feel like it's different levels of reasons, and, you know, on why people are single, and most of it be financially, sexually, you know, verbally, just on how to treat the woman, like how she really want to be treated, to be honest.
Right. Well, you hit on some interesting things, and when I was thinking about this topic, I was thinking about a lot, and Collette knows this. I'm a eat a sandwich from one end to the other type person. Yeah. You know, I just don't dig in the middle of a sandwich and start eating. I always think about the beginning stages of something, and I use myself as an example, and I think I'll be okay for speaking for all men.
Okay. I got some great men who, like Michael, a friend of mine, he chimed in. He has a story. Michael said the issue is that we as men should appreciate a woman for what she brings to the table. Okay. I sought a co-pilot, friend, lover, and can tell me the truth. I think thanks, Mike. I think that's a strong man. And I'm going to say it. And I think that's a strong man.
Yeah.
Because most men, if you do not defer to them, they want to be the ones that have to fix things, have to have, this is from my experience, they have to have the direction for you, they have to be able to take care of you, and any of those things that they feel that they cannot do, it's problematic.
Yeah, it is.
Understood.
Because I'm always told, oh, you don't need me. And I said, but what do you, first of all, what do you need me, what do you want me to need you for?
Right.
Because if you're used to a woman who asked to get her cell phone bill paid, so this is to one guy we did, I'll give you a little example. So he said, well, you don't need me. I said, okay, so what? You think I'm going to ask her? I said, this is what we're going to do. I was buying property then when the market hit. I said, I need $3,000 until Tuesday. I was pulling down some other money. I said, I need $3,000 until Tuesday. I'll give you a quarter on every dollar. And it was like 2 days away. I said, so that's what I need you to do for me. What do you think happened?
He said you didn't need him.
I didn't hear from him. Because for me, if you want me to need you, I need you. I don't need you for real life big stuff. Yeah, I don't need you to buy some sneakers or buy me a purse.
Right. If it's
I
need you for something beneficial where I can benefit from longevity.
If you want me to
need
need
shoes, I'm gonna grow out of. But this house.
This
is realty now.
This is real.
Talking
so
big
if
business.
you wanna, but a lot of men are used to, because it's safe and it's easy. This is just what I'm saying.
Okay.
For me, it's safe and easy to deal with a woman that I can pay her phone bill. Oh, she need help with her gas bill. Because that's so low-hanging fruit. If you get someone to depend on you for that, what else you got? That's not hard. No one wants to do the work. They don't want to put in the work. They want to make it easy. So they'll rather deal with people, but then they'll say, oh, you want their money. Well, you can't have it both. You can't have it both ways. It's like, okay, wait, I want your money, but then you don't really have any money.
I feel like a lot of men nowadays want their ice cream and their cake.
And we give it to them.
And we
women,
do. And we do.
Women give it to them.
Unpack that the best way you can over these FCC airwaves. Unpack that.
Okay, I say a lot of, not saying all men.
No, I know what you said, but
okay.
Unpack
it's
the cake and eat it too kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, what does that mean?
Okay, so I feel like they want everything like a handout. Like, for instance, guys that try to talk to me as of recently, you know, they see me in school, for instance. They say, the first thing they be like, okay, well, I see you doing your little thing. You doing your movie thing, you know. You doing your radio thing.
Why they gotta be little with it?
Right, they always do that. Look, everything, I watch people
like
that
busy
say,
work.
yeah, it's like, oh, this is busy, but I just been a little thing, you know. But then now I feel like a lot of them try to talk to me based off of what they see me doing. They see your potential and they try to feast off of it. Now they want to get all close and be friends, so if they see me later, they be like, oh, I was with, like, you know, a lot of people try to grab the clout, but that's neither here nor there. Ice cream and cake, I feel like the ice cream and the cake, like, they want you, if men, I know a lot of men, that if they can get a provided woman that can do everything, cook, clean, wash this and that, and they can just live life how they want and have basically a cake and ice cream too, they can have you how you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you provide and doing all this, they ain't got to barely do anything, they're okay with that. Like, a lot of men are, like, the providing and the dominant in the men is kind of coming away. Like, women are being more dominant nowadays than men. Like, you know, like, it's Christmas time. You see a lot of mothers, like, I work in the plant. I seen a lot of women in there busting their butt, and I see them going out to the car, to the guy that just looked like he been chilling all day. He pulled up in your car to come get you from your job to provide for you and him.
Now,
like,
stay right there.
And your kids.
Stay right there. As Collette would say, put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it, yeah.
This will be, because I want to clarify something, and I want to make a bold clarification. And because I'm the host of the show, and I stated it, you know, where are the black men?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and who are the black men getting married to? But let me throw this caveat out there.
Okay.
The people that we're talking about,
Yes.
as far as men or quote unquote men, there's a separation there. There's males and then there's men.
Okay.
Right.
There's males and
Okay.
there's men.
Okay.
So a lot of times the individuals who are approaching you,
Are males.
those are just males, and there's nothing wrong with that. They can get upset at me. It's okay.
For the differentiation,
because there's a
he
difference.
knocks at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stand on that. And once again, I use myself as an example. I been there, done that. You see, I would say I'm a cleaned up version of what the problem is.
Right.
Let's be honest about it.
Okay.
I'm a cleaned up version. Yeah, I may be married now on 20 years. You're looking at now a more polished product of what wasn't. I was a male.
And as you should be, right? Like with
absolutely.
growth, and understanding your deficiencies.
Well,
or what you didn't have.
yes, you're absolutely right. But here's the larger problem.
Okay.
Quote unquote men are not raising men. We're raising a bunch of males and we're just letting them have at it. So like with me, not having a man presence for the more formative years of my life in which I'm supposed to treat a woman or a young lady with the respect that she deserves,
sure.
I wasn't given that. So everything with me, and I'm saying this, with most black males, if you were born in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you was born up under this cloud of how to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
And once again, like you said, not all males. So if it's you, dude, who got the 2-parent household and your mom and your dad raised you right and they loved you and they brought you up, don't hear what I'm saying. If that's not you, dude, if the shoe don't fit, don't get offended.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the dudes I ran with.
Right.
Who that, once again, for rock, when I got, as the old folk would say, when I got to the point of smelling myself, ooh, and somebody thought I was cute,
That's all you needed.
No, that's all
you needed.
Man,
ammo to go.
And mind you, and I'll get to you. What I'm getting at is, once again, I was pretty reserved young man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm quiet, I'm shy, this is that, another. But without any teaching, I was just
out here.
I was out there, and I was just, not only was I a detriment to myself, but I was a detriment to every other young lady that I came in contact with.
Yeah.
And watch this, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to get to you. How long y'all think that lasted?
To you, I feel like
See my
maturity with a man, it's all on you with that. Like, you know how they say women mature faster than men? That's definitely true. And I feel like it's different. Because I know some guys right now, I have relatives, uncles, cousins, that's 50, 60 years old, still living like that guy you just described yourself was before. So it's like,
but
how long it's going to take, we really don't know.
Why though?
Well, because we allow them. Because women allow them.
Okay, so women allow them.
Too, but I feel like
women
it starts within yourself too.
But think about it. It's like you teach people how to treat you.
Yeah, you do.
So at the end of the day, you can only do what I allow you to do.
Right.
So I believe a lot of times, for women, we fall in love with the potential of the man and who we believe that they can be with us.
I got somebody
and
on
so, and yeah, everybody, if you all come in, I understand exactly what he's talking about, Rock. That's what Yellow Boy said. You guys, if you're watching us doing our live, go ahead and type in whatever they're asking. Can we call? So go ahead and type it in. I can read it over the air.
Apologies.
No worries, and we can type it in. But I believe women, we allow those things. I'm just saying, like, if I let you come into my house, drive my car, eat, I provide food, shelter, everything for you. There's nothing that you have to do to help maintain that. Why wouldn't you want to stay?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going? Why would you want to leave?
Now listen, a person just tapped in, my cousin Diamond. She said, no matter whether you allow it or not, they're still going to do what they want to do, and I highly agree.
Oh, yeah,
I highly agree because you can
too.
tell, you can train, you can do all this stuff, you can install, you could be around 10 to 12 years. I've even experienced, like with my situation, the person that I was with, parents, pastors, grew up in a two house home, and completely different. But I feel like people that put people like that in those situations on the pedestal will always see illumination. Because don't put this person on a pedestal just because they grew up with 2 parents in the house.
No, sure. Yeah.
I feel like the way he treated me, he had to see that and grow up from somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like, for instance, okay, say how, not saying this necessarily have to be my situation.
Yeah.
Say it's a person over here going through like domestic violence relationship or something wild in the relationship, but you never see that from these
Sure.
2 house parents. Like the parents
Sure.
that look so perfect, look so prayerful, look so everything, and then you see this completely difference amongst their kids. Like all their children act completely different from them. Something had not, the apple couldn't fall that far from the tree.
That's
Just
a good
put it like
point.
that.
I believe
Seriously.
that. I believe
like,
that.
and then come to find out some things, illuminated, and boom, okay, dad was like this back in the day, or boom, mom was like this back in the day, boom, you saw mama act wild like this, and that's why you act. So you can't, like, I learned never to put nobody on the pedestal, no matter what, growing up in a 2-parent home, I know people that grew up in a 2-parent home that came out worse than the people that grew up in a 1-parent home.
Okay.
And people don't think that that's possible for you to be raised by one parent. Even if the 2 different parents live in 2 different houses, I still know people that came out more successful in those situations than people growing up in a 2-parent home.
Now that's a good point.
2-parent homes can be broken houses as well.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Now,
Absolutely.
Collette,
Yes.
chime in on this. Now, where does accountability lie in that? Because once again, we're talking about meeting men, but are you really meeting men?
No.
Are you meeting a black man or are you meeting a black male?
You're meeting a black man.
And I heard you just say, Collette, and the reason why I came to you is because you said we, as in black women, we're allowing these black males to do this.
Yes.
But I want to ask you, where does accountability come into play from the parents?
Right.
So why are you entertaining something that these parents
should have
let loose this monster on the street?
Let me say, because
your mama should have.
Well, the people that I've entertained, one of them didn't grow up with their parents.
Right.
And their grandmother, who was the caregiver, passed away when they were children.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were left to their own devices.
Right.
And the truth is, the parents, to her point, you're at the gentleman, pillar in the community. If I said his name, everybody'd be like, okay.
Right.
We were supposed to get married. He went and put his hands, tried to choke me out. Now, I'm like, wait a minute, no one's ever put their hands on me before. How does this even work? Dad was a pastor, all this stuff. 6 kids, grew up, all this stuff.
Okay.
So, okay. Because of your insecurities and because your title in this city, and then when the police aren't going to do anything to him because of who he is.
Yeah, the image they have to uphold.
It's this power.
The image.
And if you threaten their perception of power, or they're intimidated by it, then it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. And so my whole thing is, at the end of the day, and these were men that I did everything to try to be supportive, to be out, to be the best for them, right? While maintaining me. So at this stage of the game, what do you do? Like, I don't even understand. Like, you create things. If your mamas knew it, they catered to it, or maybe they didn't, because mamas, boys, you all understand that.
Right.
And if you didn't have it, then shame on you, because you know the difference of how you should treat women. I don't care what anybody. I don't care.
Really not no excuse.
You know how to treat people.
Right.
First of all.
You know how you want to be treated.
And you know what you want to, if you want to do the work and put the work in, or you don't.
Yeah.
And most of us want it easy. But most people want it easy. I don't want to have to compromise. I don't want to have to listen and create something that's beneficial for both of us. I want it to be my way.
Right.
I want the narcissism. I'm a narcissist. I want it all to be about me. And I think all I have to do is just show up. And as long as I just show up, you should just be happy that I'm there.
Stay right there. Hold that thought. Now, here's the thing. Here's something I did not do at the beginning of the show. We may want some people to call in, because I see y'all on Facebook Live and y'all got people calling.
Ebo.
The call-in number is this: 313 868 0331. 313 868 0331. And we'll take your calls as we can. But, we want to make sure that we continue to have this discussion. And the reason why I held you right there is because of this.
Okay.
You say, you talk about moms,
Mm-hmm.
mama's boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I asked you about the responsibility of the parent in raising either a man or a male. Now, it's problematic when you don't have men in the household to raise a man. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I just really believe there's always a missing void. Thank God for black mothers. But there is such a void when you don't have a true man to be able to make an imprint onto a young black boy and help develop him into a man. And I just think we have a long history with that. And I'll hit this real quick because a lot of men don't want to admit to this. It's such the truth. Pop culture or the way we lived in our neighborhoods bled over into pop culture, and pop culture was fantasized. Be it if you're the pimp, be it if you're, we're talking about Goldie and the Mac.
Goldie, baby.
This is definitely before Antonia time. But it was popularized for the longest term. Iceberg Slim. Put it in literature. Where friends of mine, we were reading this like, how do we become this pimp and control her mind and make her do stuff?
Do y'all want to take it all the way back in history, though?
Hold on. Let me get to this.
Before the books, it was a little useful.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm going to say this, then we're going to get to a call. You better stop it. And we're going to get to a call. Then if you look at hip-hop culture, hip-hop culture is just synonymous in contributing into the demoralizing and the belittling of the black woman. Now watch this. And some of the people who we got now, some of these people are our heroes, and they have done little to heal the relationship between the black man and the black woman. And I'm just going to say it, and if I'm wrong, they can call me. Your Dame Dashes of the world, your Jay-Z's of the world, your Dr. Dre's of the world.
Well, what's in it? They're going to tell you that that's for entertainment purposes, and you're supposed to know the difference. You're supposed to know that this fantasy.
And I'm going to say, do I look like Boo Boo the Fool?
Well, that's what happened.
I look like Boo Boo the Fool. Come on, man, stop it.
And stay there. But you make the point because as they evolved, they didn't.
Did they? Did they, or were they put in check?
No. I believe that they evolved. So think about it. If you think about Jay-Z, when he started off and the music and all the things that he did, and of course the women and whatever the case may be. But he had to have evolved to get to Beyonce.
This all of what I'm saying is evolution. And see, what I'm saying is evolution came in the form of fear. And no greater example have we had lately than what T.I. went through, and he got called out because he was still standing on his kind of macho, kind of male-dominant, I have control of my flock, and guess what? If I need to be in the doctor's office with my daughter, if she's going through her pap smear or something, I don't know. I'm like, dude, see, what you're speaking out now is you're in fear because you're an older man with a teenage daughter. See what I mean? And you don't want
the same thing you did.
What you did for your daughter to go through.
Well, but you know what? I'm not trying to be funny, but what was wrong with that?
No.
But I get
you know
what
you're saying. For his household.
No. I hear I get it.
For his household, bruh, do what you want to do. But my point, what I'm getting at is, it's not so much is him. What I'm saying is coming up as a male.
Yeah, he was buck wild, and you want to try to figure out who was jumping on your daughter.
And what I'm saying is,
right? But I take it as what you saying, like exactly what you said. Like he don't want what he used to do to his daughter. That's what put him more so fear. He wasn't more so fearful about going in there. I think I get what you're saying. Like the pap smear thing, it wasn't a biggie. Nobody's tripping about the dad going there with the daughter under that. But it's why you're going in there. Why are you so nervous? Why are you so annoyed?
Exactly.
Why are you? Because the things you do. Now you got a daughter and it's her time. You want it to
let's take this caller. Yeah. Keith, let's get this call, man.
Bring the money right back.
Yeah, oh my God, this is my grandmother.
All right.
Hey, Grandma.
Hello.
Hey.
It's your brother Rock. What's your name, ma'am?
You talking to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Grandma.
Hi, I'm Deborah Armstrong.
Hey, Deborah.
I'm a traveler. I go here and there all the time. But you know what? A woman can't teach a man, a boy have to be a man. A man have to show him. But if the man ain't the paper wrote on, you know, the man ain't writing with a correct pen. He can't teach nobody anything because you have to learn from your parents to be a man. And if you put your hand on a woman, there's not a sight of man in you. That's the boy. That's the boy in you that's acting an ass. So your parents, you got that from your parents.
Yeah.
You know, I clown in a heartbeat. Okay, I'm from the D. And shit, I'll say you hit me, I'll hit you back. You know, I'm gonna hit you harder. And in fact, I think when men jump on their wives and girlfriends, the ones they need to start jumping on is their mammy. Okay?
Oh my God, Jesus.
There was no way we would even think of hitting our mother. She hit us many days. I know what it again felt like being hit by my mom and my husband, which passed away. But I left him some time ago. You know, and that's, you know, it's a telltale sign. See, his parents were rude to each other. Okay?
Yeah.
My husband's father, you know, he talked all quiet and stuff. But no, he was sneaky. He had other women on the side. And then his wife died. He married a woman, and then she poisoned him. Okay? You have to learn. Your children watch what you do. Pardon?
No, we're listening.
You're absolutely right.
Your children, they watch you do what you do, and then they think they can go out and do it to a person, somebody else, another woman or another man or have you, whatever they date. And it's not fair to put your hands on me.
Right.
I think, like I told him one time, you need to go beat your mammy because she's the one that had you. I didn't.
Oh.
And shit, I got hammers and everything in here. I couldn't sleep with one eye open, so I moved along.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Hey, Deborah, look, I appreciate your call. We're going to move on to the conversation, but thank you for that insight.
Nice.
All right.
All right, you have a blessed
Y'all
one.
have a great day.
You
and
too.
a woman can't teach a boy how to be a man.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, very welcome.
All right, goodbye.
And maybe she makes a good point because
Okay.
maybe women don't know the difference. So think about it. If we have this new generation, to your point, that grew up in single-parent households, then how do girls know what a man looks like?
See, that's a good point.
I
And
feel
so-
like it's something always in you to know what you want. You know how you grow up as a little girl and you dream and you want that. Like, even before we even get intimate with anybody, like, it's, you know, we look at the little princess movies, we see Beauty and the Beast. We know a woman is supposed to be with a man. We know, we see the family and this and that. So I feel like, for instance, with me, growing up, I always said when I was younger, talking to my friends, like, I want to grow up and be married and have my own family, own kids, this and that. Not knowing how deep all that really went. It's
Right,
it looked different when you were a little kid and you're just like, oh, this and that, until you get older and really have
Can
to
I ask you
experience
this?
it.
Can I ask you this? At any point, were you taught about relationships in detail?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just being honest with you,
Right.
and no offense to some of my family that might be watching and hearing, but no, I never had that person, like my mom and dad, rest in peace to them. They, like I said, they passed when I was younger.
Yeah.
So one, for starters, to be technical,
Yeah.
I never learned that from my mother and my father, because that's where it really branched off. I shouldn't have to learn that from anybody else for starters. It should have started within my parents who brought me into this earth. That's for starters. Secondly, outside of that, I really never had that example. When I grew up, I remember my grandmother, as she say, not with my grandfather no more, so I remember her being by herself. My great-grandmother, her mother, her husband passed away years ago. Yeah, I grew up with him being around, but he was really sickly, so after so long, she spent a lot of years by herself. So I'm so used to single, strong women in my family, just taking care of their kids, taking care of this, taking care of that. I'm not saying that I have weak men in my family, but it's like a family curse, or maybe it's a traditional curse within the black community where the black women in the family, like when we get our family reunion, for instance, we make all the food, most likely we put in the family reunion together, most likely we not getting nothing out of the men but them to come sit down and eat good and do this and that. Like, we barely can sometimes get some of them to put the stuff up afterwards, let alone put the stuff in order. It's not too many fathers in my family that's 100% dads, and then their children life to teach them, and it's a whole bunch of broken homes within my family. And I feel like that happens in the black community in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's we got a whole bunch of dysfunction going on in the family.
No, can we say this? Can we say this? Because for the time that we've been talking, and we made a distinction between a black male and a black man, and we came up with a litany of reasons of why, you know, that we're not being taught. Like, and all the day, we're not, it seems like we're not doing any teaching. There's no rearing of a black man.
This is how it's supposed to be.
So what seems like what's going on is black women are standing by, waiting to see a black man. So we see someone that looks like me, and we just give the benefit of the doubt, like, well, that's a black man. And young black women or black girls, we're shallow in what we do. And what I mean by that is, oh, I see a guy, he's cute.
Yes.
I see a guy, he seemed like he got it together.
Yes.
So you know what? That's all I got to work off of.
Yeah.
So in actuality, no, you don't have nothing to work off of, because what you see is a mirage. It looks like a black man, but it isn't. So with that being said, I think we kind of answered that question about where is the black man? Truth be told, okay, let's be fair. Yes, the black man is out there.
He's here.
But you're highly outnumbered by black males. Right. And anybody can challenge me and tell me, like, because I know it sounds good. One thing I'm not for feel-good stuff.
Right.
Saying stuff
right.
just to be saying it. Yes. Like, everybody's a man. I get that.
Right.
I get that. You know, it sounds good.
Yeah. But
and that's why I'm extremely hard in challenging mentoring programs. Yeah. Extremely. Like, I'm not going to waste my time sitting here passing out basketballs, and he's an unruly little young man or little young boy. You're not teaching them to be a man. You're not teaching them respect. You're not teaching them courtesy. You're not teaching them chivalry. You're not teaching them any of those things. Yeah. And what you're doing is smiling and giggling and telling this young boy to date anybody and date as many young girls as he can. And you're part of the problem, mentor.
Right. And stay there. Right. And while you're telling him to go out and soar his royal oats,
no, you didn't.
I did the oats. Then you're telling the girl to keep her dress down.
Right.
Right.
So how does that work?
Yeah,
I used to tell my dad that. I was like, Dad, be very clear that if you are telling my brother to go out and be the manly man, that it's someone's daughter that he's going to be approaching. So that same man who could be telling his sons is going to be coming to me.
Exactly.
So you have to be mindful of what that looks like. And I think overall, the truth of the matter is it's a miseducation with men and
I love it.
I love it. It is. And I feel like
we don't know. Women don't know. Girls don't know. Right. Mothers can't tell their daughters because they don't know. Exactly. And then what do they tell you? What is a man good for? Or use what you got to get what you want. Or what he has. Or you're always hearing he ain't this. He's deadbeat. He's this, that, and the other. So if a woman doesn't have a value for a man, the young man growing up, he might not see anything other than being a checkbook. Right. Or if he has something, that's how a woman is going to get it. So I have to show, I have to dangle carrots in order to get her, and then what? So it's like this barter system now. We're not in relationships anymore. We're in barter. So it's like, okay, I have something that you want, and you have something that I want.
Terrible.
And then once we get that, then that's it. Now, and it doesn't have to be anything else. Michael said, look, he's raising 3 young women, and I talk and teach them. I explain the flaws that rest in me, and I use that for what's not to bring home. Never let a man call you out of your name. He said, my son has been taught to respect yourself as a black man, knowing your worth and to be respectful. Okay. Never call a woman out of her name other than Miss Lady. Love, appreciate, and lift up. Great point, Michael. Interview your mate.
Yes.
Wait, but good point, Michael. We're going to get right back to that. Yes. But because we answered one part of the question.
Yes.
The other part of the question is, so the first part was, where are the black men?
They're here.
They're here, but
they're not here.
They're few. If we're to be honest, let's be honest. Everybody that's a male that look like a man isn't a man, a black man.
And stay there. And women have to be honest and ask, do they really want black men?
Right.
Good. Now stay there. Stay there.
Okay.
So the other part of the question is, for the black men that are here, or even the black males, since they've been thrown in this equation, who are they marrying? So, young lady, who do you think they're marrying?
I feel like they're marrying the people. Not saying all women are like this, but
speak your truth. Come on.
I do hair, and do you know how many women I ran across, older and younger, that said this thing right here, like, it's to the point where it's hard to find a good man. At this point, I'm willing to buy one, long as you can come home and sex me good and just be there, cook, or not even cook for me, just be there and don't have nobody else in my car. If you're going to do this, settling for less.
Okay.
Just to
definitely
have a male
just that,
companion.
even if you, like some people said it on here, like even if you dumbing down or changing the things that you normally don't accept, it's still a form of settling for less. Because you're settling and changing something that you don't normally do to keep somebody, or some. I just feel like that's a lot of things that's going on nowadays. A lot of ladies is just settling and buying.
Okay, so if that's
like,
if that's
look,
so,
I don't mind paying these bills. Just come over here and fake like
if that is so, who are these black men?
They're not married.
They're
not married.
So they're not married.
They're not marrying. They're married. They're marrying. Yeah, they're shacking, or they're marrying for the wrong purpose. So they are marrying, but they might have married this woman for the money.
Who are they marrying? But wait, now,
they're marrying females.
Now hold on. Colette says they're not marrying, which is a good point.
Yeah, I don't think they're married.
The percentage that they're not marrying.
Yes,
but let's give some pushback on that a little bit. No,
I just
pushback, not pushback in a bad way, but pushback in a good way.